Welcome to my portfolio update for the month of July. All figures presented here are as at the 1st of July, and I've also included figures in terms of net values. So where I'm showing increases or decreases, I've tried to take out all the contributions that I've made to give a true reflection of the returns. Additionally, this month I've also included the breakdown of my individual shares that I have in my portfolio. So if that's of interest, then stick around and I'll be covering that later on. So in terms of the portfolio value for the month, as at the 1st of July, that's currently sat at, or that was sat at 1.56 million, which is an increase from the previous month. In terms of the year-to-date performance, that's gone up a very healthy £213,000, which represents a 16.5% increase. Again, I've used the Vanguard FTSE All World as a comparator fund to see how that's performed. And again, year to date, that has performed at 12.83%. In terms of the monthly change, that's at 17.6 thousand pounds, and the percentage is 1.14% increase. Against the comparison fund, that performed at just under 0.5%. So as last month, I've split my portfolio across the platforms that I use. So Trading212, Invest Engine and Vanguard. And then my pension, which I'll come on to, is with Aviva. So within Trading212, I've got an ISA and a general investment account. The ISA is currently at just over £500,000, and the GIA is just at under £500,000. So in terms of the ISA, year to date, that's increased at just under 80k, which represents 19.6% return. The GIA, that's also performing well. So that's increased by £76,000 or just over, and that reflects an 18.6% increase. Monthly change, both have been positive. The ISA has gone up just over £4,500, which represents just under 1% increase. And the GIA is up just under 9k, which represents a 1.82 increase. Also, within this period, or for this update, my Trading212 account has actually reached the 1 million mark, which again is a bit of a personal milestone. Quite strange to have that amount of money all on one platform, but I have looked at how secure that is and don't have any concerns. In terms of my Invest Engine, that is a general investment account. So it's not within a tax efficient wrapper, because that is all held at in Trading212 and partially in Vanguard. So this month, the value of that is £88,000, and that's invested in one fund. It's a legal and general fund, which is linked to the S&P 500. The year-to-date performance, that's increased 8.7k, and the percentage increase is 11.3. Monthly change is relatively small. It's gone up £200, which represents a 0.26% increase. That takes my portfolio up to 1.09 million. Vanguard, this is where I used to have, and as I mentioned in the previous video, all my initial investments. So this is really where I started, the platform I started investing on. Currently, that has a portfolio which is valued at 18.4k. My plan is to move that ISA across to the Trading212 ISA. Year to date, that's gone up a relatively small amount, just under £1,000, which represents 5.2%. And the monthly change is marginal. It's gone up £100, which is 0.56%. So that takes us to just over 1.1 million in terms of the portfolio value. My pension, as I said, that's with Aviva, and that is invested in an MSCI All World fund, non-hedged. So the portfolio value there is just under £450,000. Year to date, the fund is up, or the pension is up £42,500, which represents just under 12% return. The monthly change is just under £4,000 increase, which represents approximately 0.9% increase. So that takes my total portfolio value up to 1.56 million. As last month, a quick overview of how my portfolio is split between funds and single shares, and specifically whether that's in the GIA, ISAs, pension, etc. So in terms of the GIA and ISAs, that has £200,000 within funds and ETFs, and then massive exposure, I acknowledge that, and something I'm thinking about, of £907,000 in single company shares. So the pension, as we've just covered, that's in an all-world fund, so 100% in funds. And then the portfolio as a whole, so I've got 42% in funds and ETFs. Majority of that is within the pension, and then the single shares, outweigh the amount I've got in funds, and they are held within my Trading212 account, which I'll come on to in a minute. So new contributions and income received this month. So for Trading212 and Vanguard, no new contributions. As I've mentioned in another video, which you can go and check out, Invest Engine, I have a automated investment on the first of each month, or very close to £450. And then my pension, the contribution this month was the same as last month, so £2,360. And again, that's out of a salary sacrifice scheme. Income received, quite a significant amount of income, because one of the company shares that I own, which I'll come on to in a minute, that pays out a significant dividend. Well, it's significant based on the level and value of the holding I have. So within the ISA this month, within Trading212, I received £733, and the GIA was just under £800. Everything else is reinvested because it's in accumulation funds. So combined year-to-date figure for income received via dividends is just over £2,700. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not focused on a portfolio which currently generates income via dividend, but there are elements of the portfolio which are doing that, which is obviously positive. So as I mentioned earlier, this month I want to show, or just give an overview of the individual shares I hold, and those are all held within Trading212. So within my ISA, as we mentioned earlier, as I mentioned, the that portfolio, or part of the portfolio, is worth just over 500k, which represents an increase of just over £250,000 and a rate of return of 103%. Again, I should say these are all unrealized gains. You can see there there's a significant leaning within my portfolio towards technology, AI, but the most significant and biggest holding is Rolls-Royce. I've done particularly well with Rolls-Royce, and that has gone up significantly. So although it has a significant portion of the portfolio, when I initially invested in it, the amount I invested was not similar to that weighting in terms of the portfolio size. And I've covered the returns on Rolls-Royce in the next slide. So that's the ISA, and I also hold a GIA. So as you can see in the GIA account, the gains have been even greater than within the ISA. Ideally, that would have been the other way around. So we can see that this part of the portfolio is up. Again, unrealized gains at £324,000, which would reflect a return of 189%. The challenge this gives me is the capital gains exposure I currently hold. And if we looked at what that would mean in terms of the various percentages. I'm currently a higher tax rate payer, so I would be paying the 24%, so that would reflect £78,000 worth of tax on those gains if I realise them all. And then if I was on the lower tax band, or if someone was, then at 18%, it would be £58,000. Again, I'm not complaining about that. It is what it is, but something I need to think about is how I minimize my exposure to capital gains tax. So in terms of dividends and best and worst performers, as I mentioned earlier, the portfolio is not focused on dividends, but I know a number of people do invest for dividends, and I'm sure over time that's the way I will change my portfolio to focus more on income generation. So in terms of total dividends since January 2023, that figure is at 17.3k. My best dividend month is just over £1,800. The average monthly dividend is £414. My best investment, again, this is unrealized gains, and as I alluded to earlier, that is in relation to Rolls-Royce. So it has been a fantastic investment and made a huge change or difference to my portfolio. I am at the point where I just need to decide what I'm going to do with that investment. I still see opportunities for Rolls-Royce to continue to perform well and increase, but I do need to think about realizing some of those gains. I appreciate it's a fortunate position to be in. In terms of my worst investment, again, it's an unrealized, I should say loss, not gain. That's currently at just over 5k, and that actually relates to Duolingo. So just to wrap up, as I mentioned last time, I've been recording my investment seriously from January 2023. That's probably when I started investing seriously. Prior to that, I had my money in Vanguard in a number of different funds, but I've been more serious about investing and paying a lot more attention to it since 2023. So as we've covered, the total value of the portfolio is currently 1.56, or was at the 1st of July. Total invested is 800k. The growth is £760,000, which is fantastic. So I'm in a very fortunate position. The return on invested money has been 95%. Again, fantastic return, which equates to an annualized rate of return of 31.6%. So I alluded to it last time. I appreciate that's a wholly unrealistic rate of return moving forward, but those are the figures as of the 1st of July. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope this has been of interest. Hope you appreciate the candor and transparency in sharing this information. I'd welcome your feedback. Is there anything else you'd like me to cover moving forward? And if this has been of interest and useful, then perhaps consider leaving a like. And if you want to follow along for future portfolio updates and my investment journey, then please do consider subscribing.